Yes, I'd like this right here. Thank you. Isn't it beautiful? I finally got the corruption under control and imported all the chunks from infdev Island into this lovely new infdev BetaWorld. Doesn't even look that bad, barring those chunk walls over there. I've also updated to infdev 2010-0611, which came out a couple days after the previous update. So, let's head back to the base back over there and check out what's new. Texture of the door has been mildly updated to more closely mirror the planks texture. It's mostly on the hinge over here and on top, which you can't really see. Here's a photo for comparison. I've hopped into a different world real quick to show you that the terrain generator has changed. Terrain is now much more mountainous, and it's a little difficult to see, but will generate more islands than before. Additionally, the clouds have been completely reworked. They look so much better now. They have a proper texture to them, and they're 3D objects instead of 2D planes. However, there's still a little bit of flickering bugginess going on here. It's a huge improvement. It looks really nice. However, there is an issue with this version as well. If I hold out my hand, you may have noticed in previous versions that, well, my hand would render, but now it's just a weird empty space. I hope this bug gets fixed soon. I really like my hand. This version also introduces a new cool little Easter egg for brand new worlds only. If I create a new world, you'll see that I spawn on a sand block by the shore. Now, you could dismiss this as a one-off case, but if I quit the game, and I delete this world, and I make a new one in the same slot, you'll see that I spawn on sand again. There's an Easter egg in this version that will persist for quite a while, where the player will always spawn on sand in a brand new world. This is meant to emulate washing up from the sea, and I think it's a nice effect, honestly, because you're alone in this brand new world. And it is kind of like you washed up from the ocean. Good work, Notch. That's everything new in this update. So, I'm going to start working on improving this house of mine, because, well, I don't want to live in an ugly house. Once the sun rises, we're going to update to the next version. So, I'll see you then. This is Minecraft infdev 2010-0615, which is an update that overhauls one of Minecraft's oldest mechanics. Let me show you what I mean. The mechanic in question is liquids, such as water or lava. And before in infdev, they were completely broken and just kind of existed. But now, they flow. If I break a block next to water, the water will flow into it. Now, in order to analyze this better, we can craft a brand new item. 3 iron, like this. This is the bucket. So if we take it down to the shoreline and pick up some water with it, because that is what you do with buckets. I now have a bucket of water, and I can place this down, say right here. Buckets can be used to replace any air block with its liquid. I can't place it inside this block, but I can place it instead of air. So if we let the water flow, you'll see that each time it flows, it decreases by a couple of pixels. If I move this to a flat area, we'll count how many blocks the water can flow for before it stops. I'm going to place it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The water can flow 8 blocks before it unfortunately runs out. Although it does keep with the blocky theme of Minecraft, I think this transition looks pretty ugly. Everything I've said about the water also applies to lava, so I think I'm going to have to go adventuring down into the depths and recover some of that. Lava does not generate naturally in this version, so I have to go all the way to the infdev area to grab some, but I end up getting 2 buckets of lava straight from the source. So let's use the same channel as water to test how far water can flow. Looks like it's being blocked by the water. I'll scoop that up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks. Same as water. These are the only 2 liquids in the game, and they seem to behave exactly the same, except, well, lava will kill you. I think it's very odd that water and lava can touch unharmed, because they definitely were not able to do that in infdev. So I think I'll put up a little monument of sorts with water and lava touching, because this is a cool little feature that doesn't make it into later versions. Something else that's neat of note is if you have a 2x2 hole like this, and you place one of example liquid over here and one over here, you have to kind of be quick with your timing since liquids can only replace air. And you will create an infinite source. So if I bucket up some from here, it will eventually replenish itself to a full source. This works with both water and lava, and it will help a lot when using them in construction. And here is the completed monument. Okay, it's not that big, but it's like a precarious walk over two liquids that really should not be mixing. And it looks really cool. This glass took forever to get, since I have to venture all the way out there to get sand for glass. But in the end, I think it came out really nice, and I'm glad to have it in my world. Also, I discovered something else interesting about liquids in this version. Do you remember the infinite source thingy I showed you earlier? Well, that only works if there's a block underneath it. So, if I break this block, and this block over here, since there's 3 waters flowing into this, it should make an infinite source. But when I break this block, it just doesn't. Water does not make infinite sources when it does not have a block underneath it. Final fact about the liquids is they can push entities all on their own. This will be useful for many things, mostly because, well, entities include the items. Remember these clouds? Well, this update has made them optional. Let me show you how. There's a new button in options for the graphics mode. Fancy is the default with the beautiful new clouds. But if you like the old ones more, you can put fast, which makes them 2D like they were back in infdev and the beginning of infdev. The reason why it's called fast is because this is less straining on your PC. Why is that pig popping in and out of existence? Anyway, this will help ease on your CPU and increase game performance. Good addition. I'll keep it on fancy since my computer is not struggling to run 2010 Minecraft. In the background for a little while, I've been working on improving the house, and as you can see, the exterior looked pretty different. A little ugly, but different. Promise you it looks better on the inside, so let's go and take a look. This room over here, which has its own separate door, is my storage room. That's where I keep all the stuff I need, and I've been gathering this whole time. It's got a slab roof, so you can walk on it upstairs. We'll get there eventually. We've got a furnace array for smelting up, and I can look outside while it's smelting. This is my bedroom. I know my bed looks a bit small, but it'll do. I've got 2 more workbenches. They'll do just good. The back door that was here before has remained over to the IDV crops. And there's a broken ladder, which doesn't look like it should work, but it does. And it'll take you all the way up to the slab roof, as you can see. A little area where you can sit down on this couch and look at this painting. You can imagine it sort of like a television, or it's just a painting. Who knows? Either way, I think it looks pretty well. But yeah, that is my new and improved house, and I think it came out amazing. But since I finished that all, I would say that's about all we got time for in this episode. If you like what you see, please consider subscribing, liking, and checking out my other videos. I've got plenty more in the works. But until next video, bye-bye!